Coming up in this video. You wouldn't know it by looking at the roads, but it's now winter in British Columbia, Canada. We've been looking forward to this day for a while. It will be our first hot tenting trip of the season. Throughout the summer, we've had many fun trips in our iCamper rooftop tent, but it's cold enough now that we can make the switch to our hot tent. If you've never heard of hot tenting before, stay tuned, as we'll be going through our setup and some of the gear we use. For our first hot tenting trip of the season, we are close to home at a familiar spot that we love. If you've watched our previous videos, our winter setup is similar to our summer setup, but as you will see, there are some differences. The tent we are currently using is the pomoly stove hut. This will be our second season using it. Setup for this tent is relatively easy. It only has 2 straight poles. It is not a freestanding tent, so it needs to be set up on ground that can have tent pegs hammered into it. The inside is spacious enough for 2 people to sleep. We do hang out in the tent in the evenings, but space is a bit tight. Our stove is also made by pomoly. It's called the pomoly dweller and comes in 3 different sizes. We have the medium. We did a fair amount of research on gear and decided to go with pomoly brand items. We find the quality to be very good so far. If you've watched any of our hot tenting videos from last year, you'll know we had 2 smaller cots that we slept on. We found them to be a bit uncomfortable, so this year we've switched to an air mattress. Another upgrade we made last year was this heat-powered fan. No batteries or power required, and it circulates the warm air from the stove through the tent. Overnight, we started using these compressed logs. Getting up through the night to tend to the fire can be a bit annoying, and these burn quite a bit longer. They are also easy to break apart and fit in the stove. We also get regular firewood, usually at a gas station along the way. As the stove is a bit small, Dave cuts logs in half for the night. If you have any questions, make sure to ask in the comments. Dave more or less sits around all day waiting to reply. Now that we're set up, let's take a quick tour. This week we have another new upgrade for the Jeep. This is mostly a summer upgrade, but we've installed metal cloak hinge steps to our Jeep. They have a fold-down step allowing easier access to a rooftop tent or roof rack, as the model will now demonstrate. It's already getting cold. Time to get the fire on. Tonight we will also be preparing dinner over the fire. Tonight's dinner will be chicken noodle soup. It's something new for us at camp, but we know it'll hit the spot on a cold evening. First, Dave chops onion, carrot, and celery. When the Dutch oven is nice and hot, we add the first of the ingredients. garlic and spices. Then chicken and fresh thyme. Lastly, we add pasta and let it cook. The soup turned out really good and we both had seconds. We let the outdoor fire burn out so we can go hang out in the hot tent, which we've been looking forward to all day. Dave packs the stove with an assortment of wood and gets it lit. Although the tent is well ventilated and the stove has a chimney, we do keep a carbon monoxide detector in the tent with us. It's crazy how warm the tent gets from this stove, and it creates the perfect atmosphere for a relaxing evening. During the night, it started to rain quite heavily, which we were expecting. Due to the weather, we decided to skip our morning coffee and pack up during a break in the rain. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like. If you have any hot tenting questions, be sure to ask them in the comments. We do have a new hot tent ordered that is very different than our current one, so be sure to follow so you don't miss our next video. See you next weekend.